Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Just wait 1 minute. Okay. Good morning, all of you. Yesterday, what we have discussed? Which topic we have discussed yesterday? Can you say anyone, please? Which topics we have discussed yesterday? Am I audible?
EMF equation of DC motor.
EMF equation of DC motor. Shraddha? Shraddha? Shraddha Ambule, roll number 1. Kiran Rokde, roll number 24. Kiran? Swapnali,
Yes, sir.
roll number 28.
Yes, sir.
So what is the EMF equation of the DC motors?
P phi n z divided by 60.
P phi Z N upon by 60 into A. Clear? What is the EMF equation of the induction motor? Swapnali?
4.44 F T.
Yes, right answer. Continue.
Phi.
Okay. Shivani,
Yes, sir.
what is the EMF equation of transformer?
N1 upon N2 is equal to I2 upon I1 and T1 upon T2.
That is the transformer ratio. I'm not asking transformer ratio, turns ratio, current ratios. That is not. So I am asking the EMF equation of the transformer. Like for DC motor, EMF equation is equal to P phi Zn upon by 16 to A. For induction motor, EMF equation of the induction motor is 4.44 F phi into K into N dash. Is it clear? So like the same way, a transformer is also having the one EMF equation. Okay, what is the
4.44 F N phi M.
okay F phi? What is the difference between the इंडक्शन मोटर ईएमएफ इक्वेशन और ट्रांसफार्मर ईएमएफ इक्वेशन? डिफरेंस क्या है? दोनों सेम है, कुछ डिफरेंस है?
Difference है sir.
व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस? Anyone, please. What is the difference between the transformer EMF equation and induction motor EMF equation?
फॉर्म फैक्टर ऐड किया जाता है क्या सर?
Yes, exactly. Okay, that means winding factor add karte hain. Winding factor, because the EMF equation of the transformer and EMF equation of the induction motor is same. There is no difference, but only small difference is winding factor will be added, because the operating principle of the induction motor and the operating principle of the transformer is same. That's why EMF equation is same. But only why we are adding the winding factor, because the construction is different. Okay, the windings in the transformer is different and the windings in the induction motor is different. Okay, that is a small difference, means that is construction is different. But due to the difference of construction, the winding factor will be added in the induction motor of the EMF equation. Clear? That is the only small differences. But in the case of the operating principle of the DC motor is different than the induction motor. The operating principle of the DC motor is different than the induction motor. Clear? But in the case of induction motor, only we are giving the supply to the stator winding. We are not giving any supply to the rotor winding. Is it right? Am I right? Anyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, only we are giving the supply to the stator winding. We are not giving any supply to the rotor winding for the induction motor. Like the same way, transformer also, we are giving supply to the primary winding only. We are not giving any supply to the secondary winding. So that's why the EMF equation same for transformer and induction motor. But the DC motors, while coming to the DC motors, we are giving the supply to the both windings, armature winding as well as field winding. Is it right? We have to give the supply for the both windings, armature winding as well as field winding. That's why the operating principle is changes. So as well as the EMF equation is also changes. The construction is different, operating principle is different. Okay, so due to this, the EMF equation is also different. The EMF equation is also different. Is it right, Swapnali?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so please keep it in, remember all of you, EMF equation of the DC motor, EMF equation of the transformer, EMF equation of the induction motor, EMF equation of the synchronous motor, operating principle of the DC motor, operating principle of the induction motor, operating principle of the transformer, operating principle of the synchronous motor, and so on, etc. Because it is very important for your technical round if you are selected on campus. Okay, technical round के लिए बहुत important है. Okay, as an electrical engineer, so we don't know the EMF equation of the transformer, induction motor, synchronous motors, and so on, etc. So what is the meaning of to complete the engineering? Is it right? So last time I have taken the mock interview. So department has taken the mock interview. For one or two students, I have asked the question: what is the function of motor? What is the function of motors? So few students are maximum students are not able to give the answer. What is the function of motor also? Motor is converts from electrical energy to the mechanical energy. This answer is also we are not getting from you. So please see where is your level. I request you personally, I request to all of you, please clear the concepts. Please clear the concept. Clear? Okay. So already we have discussed yesterday basic equation of the induction, DC motors. EB is equal to P phi Z upon by 16 TA. Okay, so EB proportional to flux into N. Okay, already we have discussed why we have written the EB proportional to flux into N, because P is constant, N is constant. Sorry, P is constant, Z is constant, 60 and N is constant. So total term can be written as one constant term. That's why EB is equal to K into phi into N. So where K is the proportional constant and so on, etc. So also we can write the basic equation of the back voltage equation. V is equal to EB plus IRA. From that equation we can write the back EMF. EB is equal to V minus IRA. So from this equation we can write EB is nothing but K phi N. EB is nothing but K phi n. Clear? So K phi n is equal to V minus I RA. So n is equal to V minus I RA upon by K phi. So like this same way we can write the equations, basic DC motor equations. Also we can write the power equation. So by multiplying the armature current on both sides for this equation, okay, V into IA is equal to EB into IA plus IA into IA into RA, IA square RA. Okay, V into IA is nothing but input power supply or armature input. Okay, so EB into IA is nothing but mechanical power developed in the armature current circuit. Okay, IA square is the power losses in the armature. IA square, that is not IA2, IA square. Please remember all of you. I A square into RA. Clear? That is the power losses in the armature circuit. That is the power losses in the armature circuit. Okay, this is the EMA power equation of the DC motor. Clear? So next, also we have seen the yesterday types of DC motor. Separately excited DC motor. Okay, separate excited DC motor. Why we are calling? Because the field winding is separately connected. The field winding is connected to the external supply. Okay, the field winding is connected to the external supply. That's why. So it is called as a separately excited DC motor. Okay, so field winding is connected in parallel with the armature winding, then it can be called as a shunt motor. Okay, if the field winding is connected in series with the armature winding, then can be called as a series motor. Okay, and so on, except the field winding and armature winding and field winding and armature winding is connected in like this. So it can be considered as a compound motors. That is depends upon the type of the connection, short shunt compound motor, long shunt compound motor, and so on, etc. So but only we have going to discuss shunt and series motors here, shunt and series motor here. Okay, next, so already we have seen the equations for V is equal to EB plus IA into RA for shunt motor. Okay, IS is equal to voltage upon by resistance. I is equal to V by R. So ISH is equal to V by RSH, shunt field resistance. Okay, V is nothing but supply voltage. IS is nothing but shunt current. Like the same way we can write the equations for the DC series motor also. So V is equal to EA plus IA RA plus IA RAC, because here adding the armature resistance and series field resistance, because these two windings are connected in series, so both resistance will be added. So V is equal to EA plus IA into RA plus RAC. So we can write like the same way. IA is equal to ISC here in series motor. So ISC is equal to IA is equal to V by current is equal to voltage upon the resistance. So current ISC is equal to IA, armature current is equal to V by RA plus RAC, total resistance. So see here, these are the same equations which we have discussed previous. Okay, all these equations, but only in some textbooks they have used like this. Back EMF जगह ये represent करते हैं. Some textbooks they have represent EB. Clear? So that's why for reference only I have taken the screenshot from the textbook and I am showing you. These are the equations in the textbooks. So don't get any confusions. Same equations, concept is same, but only some authors will denote by EA, some authors will denote by EB, so on, etc. Okay. Next, speed regulation, input and output power. Input power is nothing but which power we are giving, the mechanical power or electrical power to the motor. Which power we are giving to the motor?
Electrical.
Electrical motor means voltage into current. Is it right? So electrical power is input power is equal to supply voltage into armature current. Supply voltage into armature current. So output power is equal to, we are getting the mechanical power. So that is mechanical power formula. What is that? Speed into torque. Okay, speed into torque. Omega into T. Omega is nothing but speed of the motor in radians per second. Please remember. So or also we can write the N into T. N is nothing but rotations per minute. Okay, we can convert into the rotations per minute, or we can convert into the radians per second. Also we can convert into the per second, motor speed in seconds. Okay, so I will give out later while solving the numericals. Okay, so speed regulations, already we know the formula. We have discussed in the electrical machines. I think you have studied in the electrical machines. What is speed regulations? So speed regulation is nothing but the difference between the no load speed to the full load speed. Okay, the ratio of the differential between the no load speed to the full load speed to the and full load speed, NL minus NFL upon by NFL. Okay, this is the difference between the no load speed and full load speed. Okay, the ratio between this speed and full load speed is called as the speed regulation. Is it right? So please remember these formulas. Okay, so the difference between the no load speed and the full load speed. Okay, the ratio between this speed and this full load speed is called as the speed regulation. Okay, same formulas. Please don't get any confusion. Just I have taken the photo from the textbook. That's why I am showing you. Okay, same equations. So again, I'm repeating you. These are the equations. These are the analysis or basic equations of the DC motors in the textbook. That's why I have taken the screenshot from the textbook. Okay, this is also screenshot from the textbook. Okay. This is also same equations as we have discussed in the previous slides. Okay, so now today we are going to discuss the characteristics of DC motors. Characteristics of DC motors. So generally here we are going to discuss only for shunt and series motors. We are not going to discuss the characteristics of separately excited and compound motors. Okay, only we are going to discuss shunt and series motors in the third unit. Okay, generally three characteristic curves are considered important for the DC motors, which are कौन सा characteristics अपन consider करते अपन. These topics have been discussed in the electrical machines, DC machines में. So, but here again I am going to repeat. What are these three characteristics? It's a very important. Yes, just wait. Very important question in your practical examination as well as your technical questions also. Okay. Can you draw the characteristics of DC shunt motor? Can you draw the characteristics of DC series motor? Okay. Can you draw the torque versus armature current for DC shunt motor? Can you draw the characteristics speed versus armature current for DC series motor and so on, etc. Means he can ask the question in any way. Means he can ask the question in a way. Is it right? So somebody can ask the question, draw the speed torque characteristics of DC shunt motor. Somebody can ask the question, draw the speed torque characteristics of DC series motor and so on, etc. So when we can draw the characteristics, we can only able to draw the characteristics whenever we know the equations only, basic equations, which we have discussed in previous slides. Okay, if he doesn't know the equations, so we cannot able to draw the characteristics. Please remember, all of you. Clear? So these are explained below here. So the characteristics are determined by keeping the following two relations here mainly. So torque proportional to the flux into Ia. Torque proportional to flux into Ia. So and speed proportional to EB by phi. So already we have discussed in previous slide basic equations. Okay, basic equations में discussion किया था अपन. Torque proportional to flux into Ia. Clear? And speed proportional to V minus Ia RA. V minus Ia RA upon by motor constant into phi. Km or Ka we can write anyway. Okay, so that is equal to what we can write? N proportional to V minus Ia RA, what we can write? V minus IRJ,
EB
what we can
upon
write?
phi.
EB upon by phi. EB upon by phi. So from these two equations, we are going to able to draw the characteristics. Is it right? Okay. Just wait. Just wait 1 minute. Okay, so these two equations we got from the basic equation, that is the general EMF equation of the DC motors. So first of all, we are going to see the characteristics of DC series motors. Characteristics of DC series motor. First, torque versus armature current. First characteristics is the torque versus armature current. So how we can draw the torque versus armature current? How we can draw the torque versus armature current? Because series motor here. Series motor, what is the formula of torque versus, what is the relation between the torque and armature current?
Directly proportional.
Directly proportional to. Clear? But here in series motor, the field winding and armature windings are connected in series. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Both are connected in series. तो क्या होता है? क्या हो जाएगा?
Same current flow.
So same
I
current
square.
flow होता
I
है.
is equal to IF.
So IA is
I-
equal to IF. So IA is equal to IF. So here, what we can
Torque.
write here? So torque is directly proportional to IA square. Can we write like this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, torque is directly proportional to square of the armature current, because the field winding and armature windings are connected in series. That's why. So instead of phi, we can write the IA into I is equal to IA square. So torque is directly proportional to the square of the armature current. So here this is not IA2, this is the IA square. Clear? IA square. So what we can say here, after magnetic saturation, means here magnetic what we can say in DC series motor, field winding is connected in series with the armature. So IA is equal to IF. Therefore, magnetic saturation will be present. So magnetic saturation is nothing but some amount of energy is stored in the windings before at the initial condition. Okay, some amount of energy is stored in the winding. So that is called as magnetic saturation. But due to this magnetic saturation, so we can able to draw the graph, okay, like this. Okay, this is the, see here, see the graph. Okay, so due to the magnetic saturation, so the curve is drawn like this. Okay, so after some point it will become a constant. After some point it will become a constant. So after magnetic saturation, TA IA curve becomes straight line. So up to this point, क्या बोल सकते हैं अपन? Magnetic saturation. Okay, because some amount of energy will be stored in the windings of the DC series motor, because on DC series field winding and series armature winding both are connected in series. Some amount of energy is stored, that is called as magnetic saturation occurs. Okay, due to this magnetic saturation, so the curve is going to like this. So after completion of magnetic saturation, the curve will be straight line. The curve will be straight line. Clear? So here TS is nothing but, TS is nothing but shaft torque. TS is nothing but shaft torque. T is nothing but armature torque. So here, this is the graph between the torque versus armature current. Torque versus armature current. Okay, it is look like a parabola. It is look like a parabola like this. Okay. Why it is coming look like a parabola? Because the torque is proportional to square of the armature current. Square of the armature current and magnetic saturation. Next, second curve is which one? Speed versus armature current. Speed versus armature current. Speed versus IA. Speed versus IA. आर्मेचर करंट का और स्पीड को क्या रिलेशन रहेगा?
Inversely proportional.
इनवर्सली प्रोपोर्शनल, बिकॉज क्या बोल
ये
सकते
भी
हैं
आप
अपन?
ये भी अपन 5
ये भी अपन by 5. Clear?
5
So
direct proportional to current.
yes, right answer. So means what we can say, if the armature current is increases, speed is going to be decreases. Okay, the armature current is increases, speed is going to be decreases. Clear? So this is the equations. N proportional to EB by 5. N proportional to EB 5. So for small load current, okay, hence for small armature current, changing the back EMF EB is small, so and it may be neglected. Small load means light load में क्या होता है? Armature current is very small. Okay, armature current is small. Armature current is very small means we are going to neglect. We are going to neglect means that time we are going to consider the field current or flux. Field current or flux. So here the flux is directly proportional to the field current and armature current. The flux is directly proportional to the field current and armature current. But armature current is we are going to neglecting here because light load means it is taking the very small current. Light load means it is taking the very small armature current, so we are going to neglect the armature current. So only we are going to consider the field current. Field current is directly proportional to flux. If the flux is decreases, speed is increases. Okay, if the flux is increases, speed is decreases. Speed is decreases. Okay, this is the relation. That's why if the armature current is increases, the speed is going to be decreases. Is it clear? So this is the speed versus armature current characteristics. Next, and one more thing, here I have taken the one point here, so can ask the question technical, anyone can ask the question in interview. Why the DC series motor cannot start at the light load? Why we are not using the DC series motor in the light loads? लाइट लोड में डीसी सीरीज मोटर में क्यों यूज नहीं कर सकते अपन? डीसी सीरीज मोटर को क्यों यूज नहीं कर सकते हैं लाइट लोड में, स्मॉल लोड में?
Because of torque, sir.
Yes, yes, please, anyone, only one.
Sir, if we start the motor in light load, then speed goes to infinity, then it is dangerous for motor.
Yes, because in DC series motor, we are going when the motor, DC series motor is starting with the light load. Light load means armature current is going to be neglected. Is it right? When the armature current is going to be neglected, the flux is only proportional to the field current, means we are going to consider the field current only. So means we are going to consider the flux. So if the flux is going to decreases, okay, if the flux is going to decreases, the speed is increases, the speed is going to decrease. Okay, so अगर ये flux और ज्यादा कम हो, decrease हो गए, तो speed और ज्यादा बढ़ेगा, speed become infinite. So due to this such a dangerous speed अगर ज्यादा बढ़ गए तो dangerous हो जाएगा ना. Okay, speed अगर if this speed is increased more and more, okay, then what will happening? The motor goes into the dangerous speed, so the motor may be damages. The motor may be damages. So that's why the DC series motors never started without the load. Okay, the DC series motor is not using at the light load at the time of starting. Speed versus torque. speed versus torque. It is also same na. Torque is proportional to the current. Torque is proportional to the current. Is it right or not? So
Yes, sir.
this characteristic same as this one. Clear? If the torque is increases, speed is going to be decreases. If the torque is going to decrease, speed is going to be increases. Okay, this is the characteristics of the DC series motor. Next, characteristics of the DC shunt motor. Characteristics of the DC shunt motor. Here, the field winding and armature windings are connected separately. It is clear, means field winding and armature current is not connected in series. They are connected in parallel. So the current is divided. So only the torque is proportional to the armature current. The torque is directly proportional to the armature current. But in the case of DC series motor में IA square रहता है. But shunt motor में क्या है? Only the torque is proportional to the armature current. So if the armature current is increases, the torque is also increases. Okay, that's why this is the straight line like this. If the armature current increases, the torque is also increases. Clear? This is the torque versus armature current of the DC shunt motor. Okay, so in case of DC shunt motors, we can assume the field flux is phi is to be constant. Okay, flux is constant. So means torque is directly proportional to the IA. Flux अगर constant assume किया तो torque is directly proportional to IA. That's why the graph is between torque versus IA is becoming like this. If the speed torque is increases, sorry, armature current increases, torque is also increases like this. Next, speed versus armature current. Speed versus armature current. Speed versus armature current. Can anybody explain? You
Speed
can,
is constant for this system.
you can explain from this equation. Okay, here shunt motor में field current is constant. Field current is constant is nothing but flux is also constant. Flux is constant हो गए. Flux constant हो गए. If this parameter is constant, then what is the relation between the speed and the armature current is proportional है ना? Speed और armature current का proportional है ना? Is it right or not? If the flux is the flux parameter is constant, then the speed and armature current is the speed and armature current relation क्या है? Proportional रहेगा, inversely proportional रहेगा. N proportional to V minus I आ रही है. Proportional है ना?
हाँ सर,
हाँ
प्रोपोर्शनल.
सर.
Proportional means if the armature current is increases, the speed is also, sorry, what we can say here, back EMF is also almost all constant. Back EMF, okay, is almost constant. The speed should be remains constant. Why the back EMF is almost constant here? Can anybody explain? Why the back EMF is almost constant?
Flux is constant.
Okay, flux is constant. Flux is constant means we know the relation EB proportional to, sorry, 1 minute. What is the relation between the speed and back EMF?
Directly proportional.
EB upon
N proportional to EB upon by phi. Clear? So flux is as constant. Back EMF is constant. Back EMF constant means torque is also constant. This is the constant, this is the constant. So the speed is also become a constant. Okay, the speed is become a constant. So here, but practically flux as well as EB decreases, flux as well as EB decreases. So with increasing the load, back EMF EB decreasing slightly more than the flux, therefore the speed is slightly decreases. Therefore the speed is slightly decreases. Means what we can say here, the almost all back EMF is constant, the speed is also constant here. So the speed is irrespective of the armature current for the DC shunt motor. The speed is irrespective of the armature current. It remains constant. It remains constant. So but here practical में क्या होता है, flux as well as EB slightly variations रहते हैं. Practical some amount of voltage will be various, some amount of flux will be various. Yes. So due to this, what will happening? Slightly the speed is also changes. Slightly the speed is also changes. That's why we are representing the dotted line. Small changes. Small changes रहता है. It is not exactly constant. It is small variations going on like this. Clear? Okay, so generally the speed decreases only 5 to 15%, small changes of full load speed. So therefore shunt motor can be assumed a constant speed motor. So the shunt motor can be assumed as a constant speed motor. Okay. Next, speed versus torque. Speed versus torque. It is also same as the previous one. It is also same as the previous one.
Yes, sir.
Same as the same previous one. Speed versus armature current. So speed versus torque. So armature current and armature current proportional. So speed versus torque is also same graph. Place speed versus torque is also we are outlining the same graph. So here also we can draw the speed is remains constant even though the torque is increases. The speed is remains constant even though torque is increases. Is it right? Okay, this is the speed torque characteristics of the DC shunt motor, and speed versus armature current of the DC shunt motor, torque versus armature current of the DC shunt motor. Okay, and speed versus torque of the DC series motor, speed versus armature current of the DC series motor, speed torque versus armature current of the DC series motor. Okay, so these are the graphs. Please, you should remember. You should remember all these graphs. Clear?